So first thing that you're going to do when you're going to look up a diagnostic code is you're going to identify the main term. Which is the condition or disease, we know that. Sometimes it's hard to pick that out, especially if you're doing weird codes like some Z codes and stuff, and we'll talk about those briefly. I always try to tell people, if you can't find it by the word you think it is, look up every other word in the diagnostic statement and see if you can find it. And then if you can't find it, you're going to have to start thinking of synonyms or something like that. Okay? All right. Okay. Then I'm going to locate that in the alphabetic index. I'm going to refer to any subterms. Let's talk about what that means. Do me a favor, in your alphabetic index, in your ICD manual, go to the word diabetes for me, please. Okay. We found it? It says diabetes, diabetic, right? Okay, so it says diabetes, diabetic, right? And then in parentheses, it says mellitus and sugar. That's an old term, sugar diabetes. They don't really call it that anymore. Grandmas do. I got sugar diabetes. Okay. So those are in parentheses. What that means, those are called non-essential modifiers. What that means is you do not have to have that word in the diagnostic statement for that to be the correct code. The doctor does not have to write sugar diabetes.
Okay.
And he or she is not going to. Okay. Doesn't have to say mellitus. It doesn't have to say that for the code E11.9. All right. Anything that is indented is an essential modifier or a subterm. That's what I mean. Same thing. So you'll notice it says diabetes, diabetic, and then it says with cataract, right? If you go down, do you see that? With cataract?
Yes.
E1136.
Right. So what that means is that does have to be in the diagnostic statement. I can't make stuff up, right? Okay. So if the physician writes diabetic cataract, I know I have to go to diabetes, and then I have to come down and find cataract. Okay? If the doctor says diabetic coma, I know I have to go to diabetes and come down to with coma. I do not want to, well, it says coma over there, due to, it says it here somewhere, I promise. No, but I'm not going to code anything that's not in the diagnostic statement. I'm not going to code you with a diabetic coma if you don't have one. You might have one, but if it's not in the note, I'm still not going to code it. All I have is this piece of paper. I'm not a clinician. Okay, I got this piece of paper. It doesn't say it, doctor. You need to amend your note. Okay, so I can't code it. Not documented, not done. Right? You know that word, don't you? Not documented, not done.
It's everywhere.
It is everywhere. That is our mantra that we breathe in. If you didn't chart it, you didn't do it. And guess what? On the clinical side, you didn't chart it, you didn't do it, and I can't bill for it.
But like that's why hospitals have to scan all the equipment
That's
you use.
you have to scan your bags, you have to scan all that stuff. Yeah, because
I can write down you had 4 bags, but we only charted 2 and only scanned 2, so you're only going to charge 2, even though there's 2 that you didn't.
that's exactly right. And if you scan 2 in, but you didn't put stop times on them, we can't bill for them again. We can't even bill for those 2 because she didn't document it right. Right. That's why you always fight with nurses and doctors, but that's okay. They don't like us, but
Oh, no, here comes that coder.
I know.
Okay.
What does she want?
They see your number pop up, they're like, should we just ignore it?
That was always fun when I worked in compliance. I called people like, this is Jennifer from compliance. And they'd be like, what do you want?
I didn't do it.
Like, I just have a question, it's okay. All right, so do you see what I mean by subterms? But it needs to be present in the diagnostic statement. It indents, it can indent over a couple times, okay? These new ones, these are lovely. They've got these nice little lines, these vertical lines to kind of help you keep an eye on those indentations. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Boy, back in the day, those weren't there, and I just had a ruler. Like a clear ruler, you know, to kind of help me, because it's easy to get off track, right?
You sound
Those
like,
are,
you sound like you've been doing coding for like 80 years.
I've been doing it a long time. See, and things change quickly, you know, so you do see a lot of changes, but some of these are to help make the manuals a little more user-friendly, okay? Like the color, you know, stuff, I mean, that's a lot nicer. All right, so you're going to watch those subterms. Follow your cross-references if you need to, just like I said with RC Pizza example, right? If you need to. And then, like I said, you're going to verify the code in the tabular list. Always, 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 don't code from the index. You'll be right sometimes, but you'll be wrong sometimes. So that's an important step not to skip. So, now, sometimes, let's go back to our back pain example, right? We looked up back pain and it took us to dorsalgia, right? So let's pretend it didn't say back pain, it just said dorsalgia, right? And maybe I'm not 100% sure what that means, okay? Sometimes it'll get you back there and you're like, I'm still not sure this is the right code, because it could be like some weird thing and it goes back and it's like other foot conditions. Okay. Trust what the index told you to go to, okay? If something like that happens, just trust the index, but never code directly from the index, okay? And then once you're in the tabular, you're going to read and follow any instructional notes. So, let's yeah, you got a trash can right there. There we go. Okay. We're going to go back to step 6, but let me give you step 7. Assign codes to the highest level of specificity. We talked about that. It's an F. Right. I'm left-handed. Give me a break. All right. We're going to assign those codes to the highest level of specificity. All right. We all have that written down. Can I erase this?